entrepreneurship is not easy. It's very, very difficult. It's not a part-time project that you can start.
So, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk Business. I am Sayyam Hota, the Joint Secretary of the Commerce Association of Shahid Bhagat Singh College, and I have with me Bhavesh Kera, the Senior Coordinator. After successfully conducting several competitions, seminars, as well as webinars, this time the Commerce Association of Shahid Bhagat Singh College is back, but it's back with something different. We're conducting an interview series with several successful startups, entrepreneurs, as well as different successful professionals.
All right, so let's welcome our speaker of episode 1 of Let's Talk Business, Mr. Shivansh Garg, the founder of Young Engine. The people who don't know about Young Engine haven't been, gone through the whole thing of Young Engine. It would be called as more of a community which aims at bridging the gap between how the Indian education system works, or means how is it been working in the past whole time, and how this company is trying to fill that gap with how the corporate world actually desires, what the actually corporate world desires. This is the gap this company is trying to fill, and the decisions he has taken till now, leaving such a prestigious institute, Indian Institute of Management. Many people don't even get into that college, and he took the decision of not being a part of that college. And then here he is, leading his vision, working on his actions. And here we have Mr. Shivansh. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in here.
Thanks a lot to you guys, Bhavesh and Sayan. Thanks a lot for hosting me here. Always happy to help some fellow entrepreneurs.
Sure,
And
sir.
yeah, man, glad to flaunt off some of my knowledge that I've gained over the past 2 years of my entrepreneurial journey, so that more entrepreneurs could use that.
Right. So we just have a few questions for you. We all, the team, the whole, the circuit of you wanted to know a little more insight about how the things are going in an entrepreneur's life. So we have a few questions. First, sir, it would be great if
Sure.
you can just run through your journey, how things have been with you. What was the family status for the things you were working on? What was the motivation you had at that point of time? So let's just go through your journey first.
Okay, awesome. So, guys, as Bhavesh mentioned, my name is Shivansh, and I started Young Engine in 2018. It's been almost 2.5 years since we started it. It started with a very simple thing that, hey, colleges are not able to provide some adequate education in terms of real practical world. And I thought, if we can fill up this gap, since we already have connects with a lot of companies, let's do it. It could be a multi-million dollar or $1 billion idea if we could just help both sides of the world. And yeah, that's how it started. But जितना आसान सोचना होता है उतना आसान करना तो बिल्कुल नहीं होता. So of course there are a hell lot of challenges that no one tells you about. There are so many things that you would never take an account of. So because you're good at probably one, two, or max three things, but when you're an entrepreneur, you gotta handle 50 different things, 50 different moving elements at the same time, and a lot of times you're not prepared for that. So fortunately, I worked with so many companies before starting my venture. For 3 years, I was working with so many companies as interns, as employees, several things, and thus I had a brief idea how the corporate world works, and that's what's helped me reaching out till here.
Right.
Sure, sir. So another question we have is, so you've mentioned on your LinkedIn that you're a son to a superwoman. So what do you believe is the role of one's family in their career, in their journey? So what do you believe is the role of one's family here?
Yeah, so family plays a very, very important role. For me, my mom, I say her a superwoman because she's been very close to me. And I've told this at a couple of places that though she doesn't know that how much respect I probably have for her, because probably in an Indian family, you never learn how to engage with your parents. But she's been like a role model because one thing that she's always told me is that even before this internet era, she was like, Shivansh, no one has time for your crap, so you got to be quick with whatever you want to portray or whatever you want to say. And that is the reason now I understand the value of time of everyone. Right, that's one. And second of all, she's a homekeeper. She runs her own business. She also helps my dad and me if needed be. And yeah, she's everywhere. I'm still a spoiled child in a sense that from my breakfast to dinner, agar fruit bhi khana hai, to she's the one who cut it for me. So family plays a very, very important role. And me being from a family business background, so what I've seen is usually if your family is from a business background, they probably want you to do a job. And if your family is from a job business, they want you to do a business. So here, my family was always after my life that, hey, you gotta get a good job, probably go abroad, settle down, buy a huge house, and we'll shift there. And I always had this in my mind that, hey, if you're doing a business, I understand the hardships. I'm ready to tackle it down. I want to continue on the same path. So yeah, it's not always supportive. Of course, Indian parents, you feel a lot of challenges, but you got to learn how to overcome that. If you learn how to convince your parents otherwise, you'll always be easily able to convince investors or anyone else for your company, because convincing parents is the most difficult thing.
Right. The parents have been the most, or you can say the most valuable component in the whole journey of yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, if we talk about your habits or your everyday routine, which would be those 3 to 4 habits you would suggest every successful person, every enthusiastic person to incorporate in his or her life?
Okay. So I think the first and most important would be the habit of unlearning and relearning. We as individuals learn a lot of things, but just like technology go obsolete, there are a lot of learnings that go obsolete. So you got to make sure you unload that crap that have assembled over the time, just like you do with the computer. पुरानी चीजों को आपको निकालना पड़ता है, नई चीजें डालनी पड़ती है. And there are a lot of people that I see as they grow, in their age, they start thinking that, okay, I know everything about it. And more than discussions, they're open for arguments. Whereas you got to be open for discussions, you got to talk to people, you got to learn as much as you can from books, podcasts, talking to people, anything and everything you can. Second thing, surround yourself with damn good people. I think that's a habit for me. I reach out to so many people, I talk to so many people, and I make sure that I'm always learning from one of the best people out there. Because if you're not surrounded with the right people, uh, matlab, success reflects, success resonates, and that's why it's very, very important to be around good people. And I think the third thing would be uh, always trying things out of your comfort zone. Like ever in my life, if I feel that, okay, I'm getting way too much in my comfort zone, I try to break it down. I'll go on a solo trip, I'll do some random thing, I'll take up a project that is way out of my hands, because I don't want to go into my comfort zone. I'll tell you about this job that I was doing I think I was in my third year. I was getting paid around 35,000 a month in practically for doing nothing, practically for going to office, playing PUBG, drinking, smoking, everything, and just sitting there for 30 days and like 20 days, 25 days in a month. Now, people might love that job, but for me, that was stopping my growth curve, and that is why I chuck it out.
Right. So every step
Completely
was
agree with your
to,
point.
yeah, every step was to become a better version of yourself, right? Your all the habits.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so I personally really agree with the point that you need to surround yourself with good people, because I'm a firm believer of this quote that your network is your net worth.
Yep.
So, yeah, sir. So another question we have is that when do you feel that a person achieves his or her own maximum satisfaction in their career? So what is that point when they achieve their own maximum satisfaction?
Okay, so uh, I learned this concept almost a week back. There's this concept called in the science of neuroscience, like in the terminology of neuroscience, is a concept called state of flow. What it means is everyone talks about finding your passion, but even in your passion, there are certain niche, right? And if you find that, and if you just start doing it, there are chances that you become in a state of a flow wherein you love it so much that you don't care about anything, and the productivity that you have is almost 4x as compared to your normal productivity. And I found that, okay, I love talking to people and I love sales. So my niche was sales, and most importantly, leading people in sales. So there was this time last week, one of my friends called me up. He had a team of around 75 people. He wanted me to train them up and make sure I drive the revenue of, I think, close to 1 CR in a matter of a week or two. So that was a huge challenge for me. But what I realized, I worked with them for almost 3 days. And in those 3 days, I didn't want to sleep. You won't believe, I remember this instance, 4 a.m. in the morning, we're having this meeting, and I am pumping push-ups because I have so much energy in myself. I'm like, okay, I need to vent it off. And everyone else in the room is just want to sleep because it's 4 a.m. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't have time. I can see the goal. And rather than being stressed out, I'm excited when I go to my bed. So I think when you get into such sort of a position, in getting that in such sort of position is really difficult finding the right opportunity. But if you get there, that's practically the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Right.
So
So this is the
I
enthusiasm everyone is looking
yeah.
for.
और यार
Right.
अगर ऐसे काम करोगे तो पैसा तो अपने आप आ जाएगा. I firmly believe that money is a very important factor in anyone's life. But if you work like this maniac, money would follow you.
True.
True, sir. Well said, sir.
Right. Sir. So as we have discovered that you left one of the prestigious institutes of India, IIM. So, sir, do you feel, have you missed out on anything, or do you feel anything, any opportunity you would have leveraged but would have missed, or something you
Yeah,
regretted, or
I
something you
definitely missed
discovered?
something, and I would probably go to an MBA college just for that. I wanted to do MBA parties, like post graduation parties. I didn't have a really good college life, honestly. I didn't party anything in my college life because I came from a very lit school background. I realized my college is not up to the mark of that sort of party. So I always want to go to a college for 2 years without thinking about the work and just enjoying the atmosphere, the environment, because my graduation college was never like a college. And I've never lived outside of Delhi. Like my hometown is Delhi. I've always lived there. I've never go out, probably go to an MB college, 2 years in a hostel. एंड या प्रॉब्ली जो हम टू स्टेट्स जैसी मूवीज में देखते हैं वैसा शायद कुछ मिलेगा मेरे को एमबीए कॉलेज. So I think that was the only thing I missed out. Second was probably a good network. I even told my interviewers during IIM interviews that one of the most important things I'm going to get is the network apart from the brand name, because the people who graduate with me in my class would either become my investors or my employees or my future partners or something or the else. Like they're going to be there. But at the same time, I think it like this: 30 lakh rupees for an MBA for 2 years. They're taking your time and your money, two of the most important things. Now, just imagine if you start reaching out to random people and say that, okay, spend one day with me and I'll pay you 10,000 rupees. Just think it in this sense. I'll give you 10,000 rupees if you spend a day with me. You can reach out to 300 top class people in the industry. Anyone who is ready to spend, who's ready to take 10,000 rupees from you, he might be earning at least 3 to 4 lakh rupees a month, which means a 40 LPA package. And you can spend time with 300 such people for 300 days, practically a year. What is better for you? 2 years in an MBA institution or 1 year with such sort of people?
Right, makes sense, sir.
So, sir, there are a lot of entrepreneurial advices that are going on. So, what is one popular entrepreneurial advice which you personally disregard or which you personally disagree with? That is very popular.
Uh, okay, one thing that I see people going on the stages and telling to everyone that, hey, everyone should try entrepreneurship. You can be an entrepreneur. Everyone is an entrepreneur. I think that's like I don't have the right words for it. I don't have the appropriate words for it, but I don't think that's absolutely true. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It's very, very difficult. It's not a part-time project that you can start. People have this delusion that, okay, I'll start, I'll make money and do and this and that, because a lot of speakers go on the stage and tell them, hey, you're an entrepreneur, hey, you're an entrepreneur. It's not that easy, guys. Please jump into entrepreneurship if you're ready to commit your time, effort, sweat, money, everything, because there's no going back. And it's very difficult to close down a venture because, of course, the biggest thing we have in our mind, what would people say? And the next big thing we have in our mind is we've spent 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, just 3 more months and I'll crack it out. We're in our second year, like we've crossed our second year. We still think that 3 more months and we'll blow it out of the park. And that's a constant usual state. And I'm telling you this after talking to so many entrepreneurs who've raised multi-million dollars. So that's the advice. I always tell everyone, think it through. Don't jump on it just to get the name of that co-founder or something like that. और अगर फिर भी कीड़ा है तो ही करो entrepreneurship, वरना नहीं.
Right, makes sense, sir. Sir, so if you talk about your favorite blogs, podcasts, or any books that you would like to recommend to the people out there, which all would those be?
Okay. So I read a lot of books, a lot of podcasts. I massively engaged into upskilling myself almost every day. Depending upon what you want to do, if you're a fresher, if you're a starter, you've not read a book ever, I'll suggest you to read this book called Go Giver. It's a fantabulous book which talks about how it helps you to help other people, and I'm a huge follower of that. That if you help people in the right time at the right time, they're always going to be there for you. Like, it's not about karma. I'm not talking about a superficial power that's going to be for you. I'm talking about people being there for you because you've helped them when they were down. That's one Go Giver. And the other book, if you want to start out, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Rich Dad Poor Dad for personal finance. If you want to run a startup, probably Lean Startup or Zero to One or Hard Thing About Hard Things or Shoe Dogs. And there are so many books. बहुत सारा ज्ञान है यार, ये तो नेट पे भी मिल जाएगा. Probably for the podcast, there's this podcast named Business Wars, which talks about wars between different businesses like Uber, Ola, Facebook, Instagram, that sort of brands. Uh, yeah, and Russell Brunson is a good marketer. Jordan Belfort is a good salesman. So in case you want to go into specifics, I consume a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, so that's a very informative answer. I personally have read two of the books that you recommended, being Zero to One and Rich Dad Poor Dad, and they're certainly two of the best books that I've read. So moving on to one question. So this is one question that I personally also was really interested in knowing. So how do you believe your school life and your college life has helped shape you as a person and helped you in achieving your personal goals?
Okay, I think I have the perfect answer for it. So anyone who asks me what shaped my life, there are two specific instances, one from school, one from college. When I talk about my school, so I'm from Delhi, right? And I'm specifically from West Delhi. So for all of you guys, if you've seen some sort of YouTube videos, I'm the typical West Delhi guy who just cares about partying, roaming out, and all those things. So I changed my school in seventh class. Before that, I was probably the most studious guy that you'll ever see. I didn't have this sort of a confidence. I was always the person who would keep my head down so that I don't get into any trouble. And here I was in a school which was completely opposite. And on the day zero, there were some people who started sort of ragging me, but I wanted to come out of that shell, right? So I started hanging out with them more. And eventually there were these three people who probably shaped out my entire life, because in those 3 or 6 months, whatever time I spent with them, I became me. I became this confident, overconfident guy, specifically who did not mind taking any risks, who was ready to go out और सब कुछ करने के लिए तैयार था मैं. I think that was a huge change in my life, from a person who was always told to keep my head down to the person जो कहीं भी कुछ पंगा होगा तो शिवांश तो होगा ही वहाँ. I became that sort of a person, right? I was not really ambitious with my life at that point of time, so it was good for me because I learned how to party, I learned how to talk to girls. Practically everything that a boy wants in his life, I learned from these three people. Coming to the college, so there was this instance that I tried to make friends with other Delhi people because I was partying so much in my school life. I wanted similar sort of parties. मैं स्टूडेंट ऑफ द ईयर जैसी मूवीज देख के आया था और मैंने सोचा था पता नहीं क्या ही होगा. So one of the days, one of my, like, some of these friends told me that, hey, let's go to Cyber Hub in afternoon. And I'm like, dude, Cyber Hub in afternoon, that does not make sense. And they're like, we've never gone there. And I'm like, I can't have friends like this. And accidentally I stumbled upon an internship from Aditya Birla. And that's how it shaped my life, because while working there, I was working almost 6 days a week. It was 30 kilometers from my home. I'm talking about November 2015, जब पूरी ठंड होती है नवंबर दिसंबर की. उस टाइम में स्कूटी पे जाता था सुबह 8 बजे और रात को 8 बजे आता था. That was probably the best days of my life, because I never thought I am going to become that sort of a person. In this journey, this one internship took me on the path of success, making sure that I need to hustle hard, make money, make my parents proud. And
Right. So we can say your network works right from the day one, right from the days of school.
yeah, man, that's the most important thing. You need good people to influence you.
Right. So now we have one last question for the session, and this is my favorite. So what would be that advice, one piece of advice that you would like to give to the younger version of yourself?
Oh, okay. अभी तो यार यंग ही हूँ मैं. तुमने बहुत इतना मतलब 23 साल का हुआ हूँ मैं, बट
A little more younger, we would say then.
yeah. I started consuming knowledge and started seeking the world probably in my first, second, third year when I started internships. Had I known about such stuff, I would have started this in probably 7th, 8th class. Okay, one piece of advice that I would give to myself was go abroad. Just freaking go abroad on a solo trip for XYZ reason, whatever it is, and don't take any money. Just go it out and find your own resources and just live it out at least for three months and see how the world works. I've not done that. I don't have time to do it right now, and that is one thing that I always tell myself that hey, I need to find enough time that I can go abroad and just see how the world.
Right.
That certainly makes sense. So that's really a very different thing, a very unique thing.
Right.
So with that question, we come to the end of the question and answer segment. So, sir, as we mentioned earlier, also this is the very first episode of our interview series. So, is there any feedback that you have for us, or any key takeaways you'd like to talk about?
No, guys, I'm glad that so many colleges are taking so many initiatives nowadays. And I'm glad that you chose me for the first episode. Of course, that's a privilege. So thanks a lot to you guys for seeking me out, for making sure I'm there. And I just hope anyone who listened to this 20, 25 minutes, whatever it is, guys, please make sure that guys like, share, subscribe, do anything and everything you want because you don't want to miss out on the rich content. I'm just one of the people they've called. You're going to listen to so many beautiful journeys from these young minds, and of course they'll be asking questions that you would want answers to because they're also in the college. So don't miss it out, guys. And Bhavesh and Sayam, you did a fantabulous job, so thanks a lot for hosting me here.
All right, sir. I guess we have come to the end of the session, the end of episode 1. And thank you so much, Shivan sir, for being on board, for spending so much time in talking about the questions every person in the college has, taking out so much time for us. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a wonderful session. It's been a wonderful session for sure.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, guys.